Welcome back. All right, quick news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Sunday, April the 16th, so over halfway through April. And we're into the playoff discussions and all that fun stuff. So starting off with Boston talk that Bergeron is questionable for game one. I would think if there's any chance he's able to play, if he's 80%, he'll play. But at this time, he's not been at practice, and so we'll see whether or not he is in the lineup for that first game against Florida. Swayman not at practice, apparently illness related, and so he should be fine to be the backup for Ullmark for game one. Of course, that tandem in net, huge part of the reason that Boston's in the position they're in. Of course, they will be going against the Florida Panthers, who will be without Sam Bennett, but for how long? Bennett will be traveling with the Florida Panthers. He could see time during this first round series, and that's a huge game changer potentially for Florida, in that Bennett in the playoffs can be that game changer. We saw that in Calgary. We know that he can do that. So for Florida, they're going to need all hands on deck if they're going to pull off the upset over Boston. Minnesota, lots of stuff with Minnesota going on right now, in that Eriksson Ek and Sundqvist are skating. There's no word on a return yet. They will be evaluated ahead of game one. So maybe this will be one of those situations where Eriksson Ek was supposed to be out for however long, and maybe it'll be a shorter period of time that he's out than we thought. Playoff time, there's a lot of players who will just say, I'm going to suck it up and play, and once they're cleared to play, they go out there and do that. Also, they're not tipping their hand as to who's going to be the starter ahead of game one. Marc-Andre Fleury saying that he doesn't view it as a competition anyways. He views it as a tandem, as being partners, and he's right. I really find it odd how we frame it like, oh no, this goalie's playing, that means the other goalie's going to be mad. Ideally, they wouldn't be. Ideally, they would root for their battery mate to go out there and do just as good a job as they feel they would. And it definitely helps for a team to have that camaraderie between their goaltenders. Going back to Boston as a good example of that, where Swayman and Ullmark have a close relationship. So Toronto news, Murray has resumed skating. He's been out, of course, with a concussion. So there's no word on when he's necessarily going to be cleared and ready to come back. But yeah, Toronto could use Murray there as the backup to Samsonov, of course. Also, Lafferty, Gustafson, nearing returns for the both of them. It sounds like Lafferty's good to go for game one. Gustafson maybe a little bit farther out. But all that depth for Toronto being there, this, again, I think could be a fun little spring for Toronto fans. Also, Samsonov saying that the Leafs are the best team in the NHL. I find it odd that this is kind of blown up. I think that it's good that a goaltender or any player on their team looks in that locker room and goes, I think we have the best team in the NHL. Any player right now that's in their locker room that doesn't think that they have a shot at the Stanley Cup, that's in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I'm not sure what they're doing there, because you should feel like your team has a really good shot at the Stanley Cup. You should feel like we have the guys who can get it done. So Samsonov saying they're the best team in the NHL, I like it. I admire his moxie on this and him making that kind of a statement. So, yeah, and we'll find out over the next couple of months whether or not he's right. I know that'll bring about some laughter, but hey, that's sort of there. Anyways, there you go. Of course, with the 8 series previews going up, I'm already being told who I hate and who I don't, which is odd. I don't necessarily wear a jersey of a team I'm rooting for in a series for the series preview. I just wear the jersey of the team I think is going to win that series, and it's not really meant to be anything personal against the other team, but I understand it's taken that way at times. At any rate, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happen upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.